Line item 6281, security services. I recognize there's been a large increase in the allocated sum. Can the minister explain this increase?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, here we have, yes, indeed, we have a $15 million increase. And the security disaggregation is as follows. We have securities at the Ministry Head Office, the PS residence, the FAO building, the DG residence, the Commissioner of the escort from the police, the MMC security to those escorts also, and LBI, the system that we have at LBI, amount to $44,868,450.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 211, Administration Current Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, let's turn to page 521. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 211, Ministry Administration Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 211, Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Please let us turn to pages 142 and 143. And I propose a question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 212, Agriculture, Development and Support Services, current expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, line item 6321, I would like to ask of the Honorable Minister, I see $650 million going to MMA ADA. And over the years, we've been putting monies into MMA ADA. And at present, sir, the Mahaica Maikonia Bari Agricultural Development Authority owes the Union NARST Guide $7.9 million in rates and taxes. Could the Honorable Minister say whether those monies would be cleared or that debt would be cleared during this year? Is it budgeted to be cleared?
Honorable Minister, rates and taxes for the Union NARST Guide.
Mr. Chair, indeed, some of the sum will be paid this year. And as the scheme collects rates and taxes over the years, we will attempt to pay more of those. But it will be a continuous process.
Honorable Comment Speaker.
Go ahead.
Could the Honorable Minister say how much of the $7.9 million would be paid as is budgeted now, since it is over a number of years that the MMA continues to owe the Neighborhood Democratic Council, and you know we stress on the proper functioning of these entities, and it would be very good if the authority can clear the balance that is owed.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, we will strive always to clear the backlog. As it stands now, I can inform the Honorable Member that 1.7 million is budgeted to be paid initially, and then we'll continue the payment to finish that sum.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Chair, 1.7 million out of the 7.9, Comrade Minister, and the arrears date from the year 2015. So are we saying that you just clear within a period of 1 year, or would that cover 2 or 3 years?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I'm saying again that initially in this budget, 1.7 is budgeted to be paid. As we collect rates and taxes, because this is an agency that normally collects rates and taxes. As we collect and we have more revenue, we will continue to pay. And hopefully we can pay it out before the end of the year. Depends on the amount of rates and taxes. But we are making an attempt to pay here from our budget.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you,
Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, could the Honorable Minister say, I see under the very line, $8.4 billion going to Gaisuku. Could the Honorable Minister say how much of that will go to wages and salaries?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, 81% of that sum is being budgeted for wages and salaries.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, also I want to ask the Honorable Minister, of this sum, how much would go to paying contractors across the various estates? Because, sir, as of recent, a regular complaint is that contractors are not being paid on a timely basis, that is, sir. And so I want to ask the Honorable Minister, how much will go to paying contractors?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, out of this sum here, 5% is budgeted to pay lorry contractors. The other contractors then will be paid by revenue generated by Gaisuku themselves.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, can I now ask the Honorable Minister, those field contractors across Gaisuku, particularly those within the planting section, are they paid as of December 2025? Or were they paid rather, sorry?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, not all the contractors were paid at the end of December. We have approximately 100 million outstanding, which Gaisuku is now trying to get to pay as they sell sugar over the next few months.
Go ahead, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, could the Honorable Minister say how much of this also will go to NIS? Because the other complaint is that persons would have retired and they approach the National Insurance Scheme, and when they approach them, the scheme informs them that Gaisuku owes NIS, so they cannot get their benefits, and in some cases, some who are on sick leave, they have the same issue. So I just want clarification from the Honorable Minister whether they're owing Gaisuku NIS and how much will go to NIS, and to what date the backlog is with regards to payments to NIS.
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, this money is none of the money here is budgeted to pay for NIS contribution. NIS contribution is being paid by revenue generated from the sale of sugar. The other part of the member question is that approximately 2 years, and Gaisuku is trying to pay that sum to NIS to come on up to date with them. So they are hoping that by mid this year they could generate the sum to pay over to the National Insurance Scheme.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a follow-up, sir. The Honourable Minister said that the backlog is 2 years with regards to payments to NIS. Could the Honourable Minister say what is the sum total of that backlog, please, sir?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I don't have the figure here. I can lay that over, but if I can remember well, it's close to approximately $2 billion.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, I noticed line item 6321 and the Guyana School for Agriculture, that there is an increase in the budgeted sum to 590 million. The Guyana School of Agriculture has made, through its graduates, has made a tremendous contribution to Guyana, debt that we can never repay. So I'm excited to see this figure go up, but I just wanted some clarification as to what was the reason for this increase and how it's going to be spent.
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, this increase is to take care of tuition fees that we used to charge, because, last year, the president, or a few years ago, the president announced that all tuition fees to vocational and other institutions will be abolished. And here, students were required to pay fees to attend the Guyana School of Agriculture. And as a result of the, we stopped the fees. This money here is catering to take care of the expenses that now the fall short that we would have had.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, reference back to the $8.4 billion. The Honorable Minister said 81% will be for wages and salaries. Two questions for the Honorable Minister. One, would that 81% see Gaisuku for the entire year covering wages and salaries? And two, the remainder of 19%, would the Minister be kind enough to explain in which area that 19% would be utilized in terms of cash?
Honorable Minister.
Just repeat the second question.
The second question, you said, sir, that 81% of the $8.4 billion would be for Gaisuku wages and salaries. So the question was, first, would that be for the entire year, wages and salaries for Gaisuku? One, and two, the remainder of the $8.4 billion, that's 19% of the figure, what would that sum be used for?
So Mr. Chair, quickly, the total wages for and salary for Gaisuku annually is about approximately $20 billion. So this 8.1, or the 81% of this money here, the rest will have to be made up with the sale of sugar. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Minister.
And the others are fuel will be 8%, 2% lubricants, other essential material and supplies 4%, lorry contracted 5%, giving you a total of 100% for the disaggregation of the $8.4 billion.
And through you, Mr. Speaker, if may
Go
I
ahead,
ask?
Honorable Member.
Thank you. And there is nowhere in that 8.4 billion, sir, that covers debts of which we owe internally.
Those will be taken care of by the sale of sugar with revenue and revenue earned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Andrews.
Mr. Chair, with reference to the $8.4 billion, we know that Gaisuku is a critical industry and it supports a lot of family and communities. But at some point, as a government, we have to be able to determine if we're going to perpetually continue to subsidize Gaisuku. So my question to the Minister is there any plan, is there any, not plan, but is there any date set or time frame where we could see the government, Gaisuku starts to stand on its own and the government reduces this kind of subsidy gradually so we don't continue to burden?
Honorable Minister.
So Mr. Chair, exactly. When I made my speech in the Parliament, I display a copy of the 5 years plan. The 5 years plan is a strategic plan that will work to ensure that Gaisuku go back to profitability. That will be the catalyst in ensuring we change the modus operandi of the organization, the cooperation. And we are working towards that, and hopefully we can make a change from this year.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Andrews.
Mr. Chair, I hear the words hopefully, and yes, we must be hopeful, but I think when we're making decisions with money, we have to be strategic and confident. We have to be confident in our plans. So my question is, how reasonably confident is the minister that the strategic plan for Gaisuku would bear the fruits that is, or they'll be able to attain the goals that it has set out? How reasonably confident by 2030 are we?
Mr. Chair, I am very optimistic because what we have in the plan, we already start moving in the right direction. Over 41% of Gaisuku's cultivation have already been mechanized. In that plan, you will see new machinery being bought for the next 5 years. You will see billet cutters, you will see planters, and Gaisuku will go full mode. That's the objective. Mechanical harvest plant and harvest cane mechanically. That's the main focus. You know for a fact that over the last 5 years, prior to 2020, we had a number of problems plaguing Gaisuku. And because of all those problems, because people were displaced, 4 sugar factories were closed. We made a commitment to the people of this country when we went to the elections in 2020 that we will try to, as much as possible, to reopen closed sugar estate, which we did some area, and we also had to employ people in some of those estates that are still shutter. Places like Enmore, places like Skelden, we have workers there, over 200-300 workers working in those areas. And those are the factors that are sending up the cost of production. So when my good friend raised the cost of production for $31 or $30, $1.31, those are the factors we have to look at. And we are working very diligently. We are working to modernize the cooperation. We are looking at the performance of management. Managers have to be more accountable now. We are meeting in them very regularly, and we will ensure that the strategic plan of Gaisuku be successful and Gaisuku can return to profitability in 2030.
Thank you, Minister.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Member, Mr.
Thank
Campbell.
you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry, Mr. Pandey wasn't finished. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister made mention that the wages and salaries, the annual bill hovers around $20 billion, and that the 1% of the $8.4 billion would be towards wages and salaries, which means that Gaisuku will have to, from their revenue of sugar and molasses sales, to cover the expenditure for the remainder of the year. Sir, I want to ask the Honorable Minister by putting to him a position for us. In 2024, Gaisuku was asked to produce 100,000 tons of sugar. For 2025, again, Gaisuku was asked to produce 100,000, a little extra than that in 2025. And now for 2026, Gaisuku is projecting again to produce another 100,000 tons of sugar. So for 2 years, the production was just hovering about 50% thereabout. Now, for 2026, and this has to do, sir, with revenue, as the Honorable Minister outlined. For 2026, when I look at your numbers of cane production, it means that you have to crush the factories because the material goes to the factory to produce sugar. So you have to crush with the factories, industry-wise, 445 hours per week. Now I just want to deviate by saying, Honorable Speaker, that for the past years, from 2020 to 2025, Gaisuku was just hovering just over 300 grinding hours per week. What is it we have done suddenly to make Gaisuku be prepared to crush for 445 hours per week? If we don't, then we cannot produce rather 100,000 tons of sugar. If the Honorable Minister can kindly explain what was done to have a 36% increase in factory performance, whether the works that were done is concomitant with that increase so that we can arrive at 100,000 tons of sugar?
Honorable Minister.
So first of all, Mr. Chair, let us look back. The honorable member mentioned 2024. If my memory serves me right, I mentioned it in my budget speech, that the first crop of 2024, we recorded the lowest production in the history of Gaisuko under my good friend leadership, Mr. Pandey. He was the agriculture director.
2021 too.
And Mr. Chair, sugar, and he will agree with me, sugarcane, when you prepare sugarcane, you don't prepare it for now or immediately you got the result. And as I am saying that by the end of this year, I am hoping that Gaisuko can move mechanization between 50 to 60% in the field. And if you look at the expenditure that we have done over the years and what we'll be doing now, we are doing critical, very, very critical recapitalization of the sugar factories. We are changing out all these rollers. We are changing out turbines. We are changing out all these conveyor system. We are having better juice extraction. All these things will contribute to better sugar production. And I'm very optimistic that after this first maintenance period that we are in presently, and when factory would have restarted in another month or less than a month from now, I think the factories will be in a better position and give us better extraction rate from these sugarcane. And also what we have a number of areas, a number of hectares that are plantains that will give us more tons canes per hectare, and that will help to drive up production. And I am very optimistic that we will make the 100,000 ton come the end of this year.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a follow-up, sir. To produce 100,000 tons of sugar would require about 1.4 million tons of cane thereabouts. I understand, Mr. Speaker, that the first half of 2026 is scheduled to produce 29,000 tons of sugar and the second half 71,000 tons of sugar. Now, since 2020, for the entire year, we have never gone close to 71,000 tons. In fact, in 2023 was the highest production since 2020. And sir, for the record, it was done under yours truly, only. So the highest production was 60,000 tons. How is it? Yes, sir. The lowest production was 2021, sir, and Pandey was not there. That's the lowest production. Yes, sir, but how are we going to produce 71,000 tons of sugar only for one crop, when from 2020 to now we have never produced close to 71,000 tons? Forgive me for repeating, sir, except for when I was there in 2023 as the director.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, first of all, Mr. Pandey, the honorable member should have known this. As a great sugar exporter, as he considers himself, sugar production depends not only on cane in the field, and all the factors are important, but when you look at what we are doing now, unlike when he was there, we are not cutting young canes anymore. We are not brought forward canes to meet our target. We have approximately, or over 1.2 million, 1.2 million tons of canes that are in the field now. We will have very, very low TCTS, tons cane per ton sugar. And when we look at the conservative figure, and I can take it up even up to 13 tons canes per ton sugar, TCTS, we will achieve more than 100,000 tons that are listed here in this projection that Gaisuko has.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, my last question and clarification in this matter. I heard the Honorable Minister saying 1.2 million tons of cane. The rendement for the 1.2 million tons of cane, Mr. Speaker, is over $14 That's the rendement. So if you take 1.2 million, give them 1.3 million, and your rendement is 14, you could never produce 100,000 tons of sugar. The Honorable Minister would be kindly asked to explain that. You could never produce 100,000 tons of sugar when your rendement is 14 and your material is 1.2 million tons.
But I never mentioned 14 ton TCTS. I don't really remember get that figure. I am saying I go the highest of 13. The projection here is 12, Mr. Chair. 12 is the ton cane per ton sugar, TCTS. And if you got 12 and you got over 1.2 million tons of cane, you get more than 100,000 tons of sugar. This is the calculation that we have here. I have it here, I can give you.
Yes, you did, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Minister, or someone from the government side, in mentioning the recent history of Gaisuko, spoke about workers suffering from delayed payment of severance and so on. The Honorable Vince Roy Jordan asked you about the payment of outstanding NIS contributions and the fact that workers are being denied benefits. I'm asking you, Honorable Minister, considering the fact that $2 billion is outstanding, and just a brief look at your numbers, I think you'll be hard-pressed to pay that $2 billion in 2026. Whether you have made any attempt to approach the Minister of Finance for assistance in liquidating this debt to the National Insurance Scheme so that we can truly put people first and have the workers get their benefits. And that's part one question. I'll wait your answer.
So, Mr. Chair, first of all, I agree with the member that it's important that the reimbursement for these NIS be paid over as early as possible. But we can't go always on a wild fishing expedition. We heard, and I challenge, that there were a number of persons who did not receive cash grant, the fisher folks. I asked the honorable member who mentioned that to submit a list to me, kindly submit a list, and I will look into it to ensure that these persons receive their cash grant. Like the honorable member, Mr. Campbell, or Dr. Campbell, I don't think that workers presently are being affected in getting their benefit from the NIS, right? Because of Gaisuko's inability to pay over the contribution, because Gaisuko have been working very closely, and I have had a number of discussions with the minister responsible for NIS, my good colleague here, Dr. Singh, and we have been working over time, and you know for a fact, you mentioned it, the government has been very generous to give these contributions to Gaisuko, and I'm optimistic that they will get the money to pay it over. But if there is anyone that are affected because of contribution did not remitted to the NIS, let me know and we'll deal with the issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
Follow up, please, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Honorable Member.
And this is slightly different, still on 6321. We've seen that a subsidy of 8.4 billion plus another 5, I guess, has gone to capital expenditures being given to Gaisuko. And it had always been touted by Gaisuko to have value-added production via sugar refinery. I notice that there is an agreement for a sugar refinery to be built by a private investor I believe close to the government. I am asking the Honorable Minister whether this opportunity or any opportunity to invest in a sugar refinery had ever been presented to Gaisuko, and what was the consideration coming from Gaisuko to such an offer. Because if Gaisuko itself had invested in a sugar refinery, it would have been an opportunity to increase revenues and profits and reduce the subsidy being granted.
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, for the honorable member knowledge, we have a private investor, and we welcome private investment, who are building that sugar refinery. But Gaisuko has always been producing value-added sugar. A lot of value-added sugar, and if you look at the amount of revenue, because we are making more revenue now from value-added sugar than bulk sugar. We are making more money coming from value added. And these are the packaged sugar that are being sold in Europe, Caribbean, North America, and different parts of the world. And Gaisuco now is increasing that production. And with the completion of that packaging plan at Albion, the value-added production will increase substantially from Gaisuco.
One follow-up, Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, I don't think you answered my question. My question, let me make it very specific. Let me make it very specific. Was Gaisuco approached by any foreign investor for a joint venture into sugar refinery, or did Gaisuco itself consider going into the sugar refinery on its own? I just need an answer
first
to
of
that.
all,
So,
Mr.
one second, I'm not done. I don't need to hear, I know what value added you're doing now, but this would have gone further. So that is my specific question. Were you approached by the investor? Was Gaisuco approached by the investor to be in the joint venture for the sugar refinery, and did it refuse perhaps? Or maybe did Gaisuco consider this to go into a sugar refinery on its own?
So for the member knowledge, Mr. Chair, Gaisuco was never approached by the private company. And at this point in time, Gaisuco will not build a sugar refinery because as it stands now, we are now modernizing the cooperation. Probably later we'll build a refinery to ensure that we satisfy the demands of Gaisuco.
Thank you very much, very explicit.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Minister, Honorable Member, Ms. Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, follow up on the same line item. Mr. Chair, could the Honorable Minister, same line item, follow up based on a response given by the Minister. Minister, you outlined the process being undertaken right now by Gaisuco to mechanize. Minister, could you say to this House how the mechanization of Gaisuco will impact on the labor intensity of Gaisuco right now? Because we would know the more mechanized a company is, the less labor intensive that company will be. So how many workers will be affected through the mechanization of Gaisuco?
Honorable Minister.
So first of all, let me make it clear. With mechanization, no one will lose their job. That's number one, because this government don't dismiss people and send home people. Number two, over the next 5 years, as I said, that we are moving to mechanize, and that will fill the gap. You'll be taken care of by attrition and other factors. But no one will go home, and as I said, that Gaisuco also is suffering from serious problems in terms of labor. They have a lot of labor shortage, and this here will fill the gap to ensure that we have enough and regular labor coming out of Gaisuco for production.
Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a follow-up. Minister, you said that no one will be sent home. So my next question will be, what training has been ongoing by Gaisuco to make sure that persons are retrained? Because most definitely, if you are mechanizing, it will affect labor and it will affect the way in which things are done currently. So if you're saying, if I can be a little more clear, if we are mechanizing and you're saying no one is being sent home, what are you going to be doing with the current workers? Are you retraining them, or are you completely leaving part of the company unmechanized?
So, Mr. Chair, I am very sometimes you'll be surprised. We have a robust training program in this country. Gaisuco has the Gaisuco Training School. They train with different disciplines. We have fitter machinists, agriculture mechanic, electrical engineering, and you name it. My good friend and brother, the Minister of Labor, he has the BIT program, and hundreds of Gaisuco workers are trained there to operate heavy-duty machinery. So that is the reason that these people are being trained, and they are not only working in Gaisuco, and they are not waiting. They are not waiting for Gaisuco mechanization to come and wait for a machine to go on it. That is why you have more opportunities now exist in Guyana, and people have more place to go and work. And with these training taking place, you have spaces are being created, and that is why we are mechanizing Gaisuco to take over the space that will be created when people fully develop themselves and train themselves and go into other disciplines. So that is where we're going.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
Chair.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable,
Thank you.
Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, could the Honorable Minister say, and you know our budget, the theme is putting people first. That's of critical and vital importance. Would we be having a price increase in Guyana for sugar? And allow me please to give the facts. Guyana is selling
Honorable Member, the policy on which these estimates are based is fair commentary. That's why I've allowed this discussion on Gaisuko. The price of sugar is another issue. So, the policy of the government regarding the turnaround of Gaisuko, I have allowed a lot of discussion on that. But the price of sugar on the world market, the Guyana market, the Caribbean market is another issue.
Chair.
Sir, I was just making reference in terms of revenue. In terms of revenue, because the budget is based on revenue.
I thought I just heard the price of sugar here. If you talk about the revenue from the sale of sugar,
Yes.
then you'll be on the same page with me.
Thank you, sir. Well, then I would like to rephrase by saying the revenue from the sale of sugar. At the moment, sir, local sales, revenue from local sales, amounts to 160 Guyana dollar per pound, which is about 1,400 plus US dollars per ton. While export sales, the highest will get perhaps, even I put it at 600 US dollars per ton, the forecast would have been there for revenue. It works out to about 50 to 60 Guyana dollar per pound. So we're actually selling 3 times Guyana. And so I was asking whether we'll be having an increase in terms of revenue from sales internationally, so as to generate much more revenue to cover the expenses in Gaisuko. And the last, sorry sir, the last question on the same line item is pensions. Take for example, we owe STEPS pension $1 billion. And each year we are talking about the reduction of our debts. If the Honorable Minister can finally give some lights on that, please.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I don't think the honorable member read this budget, but the step question is in the budget to be paid, number one. Number two, you don't have his facts right. Sugar is being sold by Gaisuko for $110 a pound here in Guyana. Yes. Right? And sugar that we are selling overseas, sugar is being sold for manufacturing. And when sugar is being sold for manufacturing, you already have low cost, between 600 to 700 US dollars per ton. That's the factor, that's the facts we have to deal with. That is why when my good friend Mr. Campbell asked the question, we are now putting a lot of emphasis on value added, so that the value added sugar could bring in more revenue to Gaisuko, and that is what we are doing. Almost 70% of production from Gaisuko now are going to value added sugar production. By 2030, that's the plan what we're working with.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member,
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I see under the same line item, $495 million going to Guyana Marketing Corporation. Could the Honorable Minister see out of this 495, how much will go to the operation or the management of several agro-processing units that were built under this administration, and how much of those agro-processing units are in operation to date, and then I'll move forward.
So, Mr. Chair, I've been advised that all the agro-processing units are in operation presently, and we will continue to support agro-processing. As you know, that's one area that we are putting a lot of effort in it. And we are working not only with GMC. GMC is only facilitating agro-processing, and I agree that yes, we will continue. And when you look at this, the amount that we have here, we have how much was it? almost $40 million. $40 million is budgeted to expand the agro-processing facility and also operate, put money into or go into operation of these agro-processing facilities. We have 13 of those agro-processing facilities across the country. And we don't have it in Georgetown alone. We have it in places like the Deep South. We have it in Bartica. We have it in Charity. We have it in Whitewater in Region 1, Oriala, Siparuta, Crabwood Creek, Blackbush Polder, Fort Wellington, all those areas, Hope Coconut Estate, all those areas have agro-processing facilities.
Mr.
Thank you,
Chair,
Minister.
I
Jordan.
thank the Honorable Minister for that answer. Mr. Chair, I can attest to the agro-processing unit at Fort Wellington that the doors have been closed. Let me just use this year alone. From January to date, I cannot recall a day that the doors have been open. That's one. In region number 1,
Mr. Chair,
Speaker,
I object. I object immediately to what the member is saying here.
Honorable Minister.
No. The member is misinforming the House.
Honorable Minister, you'll get a chance to answer.
No, but Mr. Chair, you can't allow somebody who is misleading the House to continue a statement. I was there, I am there most of the time. We have, let me tell you what, you don't do.
Honorable
No,
Minister,
but
please.
you can't
Please.
allow me to bring
But you can
misinformation here.
you can stand on 40A, a point of order, and I will listen to you. Right? Well, we have our own method and protocol.
thank you, Mr. Chair, for the protection. I'm now completing the question,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Apart from that, sir, in region number 1, the Honorable Minister just made mention. The same complaint is that the facility is not being open. Quite recently, we were in Blackbush Polder, sir, and the same obtains. I want to now ask of the Honorable Minister, since these facilities are being opened so regularly, could the Honorable Minister say what is the quantity of agro-processing, whether food, fruits, whatever vegetables were processed from January to date, the quantity for, let's take Fort Wellington, Blackbush Polder, and Region 1, and Region 7.
Mr. Chair,
Minister?
Mr. Chair, look, for example, Fort Wellington, and let me give you the disaggregation.
You were making a point about the doors not being closed.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so I'll tell you first of all.
So
We have a hydroponic facility there. That hydroponic facility has 16,000 plantlets that we produce every 6 weeks coming out of hydroponics from Region 5. You have the Agriculture Innovation Entrepreneurship Program, where we have over 300 young people who are shareholders or operating that unit there, and their produce are being processed at the agro-processing facility at Fort Wellington. They are now, excuse me, they are now supplying Massey Supermarket. They are supplying Massey Supermarket. Most of those produce also go into the Caribbean. Only last month, 2 containers were sent by Massey Supermarket to Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. 2 containers. Now, Fort Wellington, producing things like pepper jelly, 596 kilogram, green seasoning, 2,058 kilogram, pepper sauce, 1,037 kilogram, shallot, 1,650 kilogram, pepper 12, 1,200 kilogram, celery, 5,000 kilogram, Miley hot pepper jelly, 900 kilogram, pepper mash, 900 kilogram, mango chili sauce, 20 kilogram, hot sauce, 160.6 kilogram, flavor pepper sauce, 41.12 kilogram, garlic sauce, 79.14 kilogram, and it goes on. A number, mustard pepper, lime pepper sauce, mango achar, lime achar, tamarind achar, sorry pepper, flavor pepper, hot pepper, all these are being produced at Fort Wellington. Right, Fort Wellington. So Mr. Speaker, this information coming here that the doors are closed is misleading and is mischievous.
Honorable Minister, I hear you. Unless we had Rapunzel to produce. And I just caution you with respect to the misleading, right, issue, because I will come back to the honorable member so that he should frame his question in such a way that instead of making a definitive statement of fact that might not be correct, he restrained himself to ensure you don't have to contradict him.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, to follow up, could I ask the Honorable Minister to lay over the document that he just read from? Also, Mr. Chair, he did not mention Region 7, Region 1, and Blackbush Pool. In addition, sir, my statement earlier, I said that I saw, so I don't know if that is misleading with regards to when I myself would be in the presence of the location.
Honorable Minister, you have,
Mr. Chair, I can
you
call
have ample time to respond. Go ahead.
so I can call out the amount and the honorable man can write it. I am not prepared to lay it over any document. If he wants it, he can write the figure. So I will call, if he's ready, I can call now. I will call. No, I will, Mr. Chair. I am not laying over any of the document. I will read it out. I can show him the document. I will read it out and he could write it.
That is within your purview, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No, Honorable Minister is about to read out the production from all the facilities which you asked.
Yeah, if you want, you could write.
Go ahead, Honorable Minister.
Good.
He asked, you have an opportunity to provide the answer.
So, Mr. Chair, you got Masara in Region 9, dry mango 109 kilogram, pepper sauce 214, pickled pepper 222 kilogram, Shulinab in Region 9 again, pepper sauce 124 kilogram, pepper flakes 235 kilogram. Yeah, you can bring any example. Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Yes, Mr. Chair, moving forward, sir. Mr. Chair, over the last year or months prior to now, the Honorable Minister launched, through the Ministry of Agriculture, probe into the new GMC. We know about the investigation with regards to the sale of chicken, eggs, and one other. But could the Honorable Minister say what is the status of those probes or the finding, and if the Auditor General would have completed those investigations?
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, we didn't receive back the report, and it's at the Auditor General office. The member could find out.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Sorry,
Honorable
sir,
Member,
I didn't get the end. He said it is at the audited. I didn't hear, sir.
He didn't receive it, the reports as yet.
No, but he said something about the Auditor General's office.
Saying the Auditor General still have the report to submit to us. We haven't received any, and the honorable member is free to go and approach the Auditor General.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, I now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 212. Mr. Pandey, Honorable Member, you had some follow-up questions? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was about to ask on the rice production. Yes, whether the minister would be kind to just give some details. And I was asking on rice production. Sir,
The rice production for when?
2026.
2026. It's in the budget speech.
Yes, I saw that.
If I can remember well, the projection for 2026 is about 827,000 tons.
Thank you, Minister.
About around that, but it's in the budget speech.
Thank you.
The targets were set by the Minister of Finance.
Yeah, thank you. So, Mr. Speaker, the highest acreage historically that was reaped in Guyana with rice has been 238,000 acres in a single crop. On an assumption that we multiply that times 2, okay, that's the C3, that's the plant, we'll be having 476,000 acres annually. And if I'm to put the highest yield of, say, 40 bags per acre, which we have never achieved for the full acreage, that would give us somewhere close to about 19 million bags of rice. And if we take at 30 bags of rice to a ton, 30 bags of paddy, sorry, to a ton of rice, then those mathematics will work out to be just a little over 600,000 tons of rice. So given last year of 800,000 tons and given 2026 of 800,000 plus tons, I am at a loss to know what are the computations to arrive at 800,000 tons of rice in 2026. That's my question.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, first of all, I'll be generous here to answer that question because that is not in any line item. Number two, the honorable member would have known over the last 5 years, from 2020, we have seen increased yield every single crop. Every single crop we have seen increased yield. And what he just said about 40 bags per acre is that we are getting almost over 6.6 tons per hectares we are getting. And what we are doing now, we have brought in new varieties. We are now also adding new system of crop husbandry, where we have brought in the nano fertilizer from India. We are working now, we are putting system in place where we will have the high-level canals being operational before the first half of this year in two of the most productive regions in our country, regions number 5 and 6, where flooding will be minimized. We are working to put down a number of other equipment in the system, and with the high-yielding paddy that we expect to continue this crop, I am optimistic that we will produce almost 45 bags per acre this crop.
Thank you very much,
Right?
Honorable Minister.
Close to 45 or 50 bags it will go. So my good friend over there, we are with this new crop here, the projection is to plant 232,000 acres of rice for the first half of the year. We already planted 229,000. In another 2 weeks, we will plant the 232,000 or surpass that. Also, in the next half of this year, over 10,000 hectares of land will become operational with the construction of the Hope Light Canal, new land. And we are looking at 100,000 acres of new land being under cultivation in another year from now. So what we'll do, we not only produce over 800,000 tons of rice, our objective is to produce 1 million tons and more. And there we are going. And I am optimistic we will produce more than 827 tons this year.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Yes, sir. I am kindly asking not to be disallowed with this question because it has to do with production which will generate revenue. And I know that the Honorable Minister views the commencement of the sugar production this month. I just want to say that in order to have a very smooth commencement, the workers are very peeved with the retroactive payment they didn't receive. If you can be kind enough, sir. Let me repeat, Mr. Speaker. I'm saying that given the importance of production in the year 2026 to generate revenue, to accomplish the many things in the budget, I'm saying that the sugar production of the year 2026 will commence during this month, very shortly. And workers are very peeved with the retroactive payment that they have not received. So just to help the minister to have a smooth commencement of the first crop, if you can be kind, sir, to throw some light on the retroactive payment that is outstanding.
Honorable Minister.
I rather suspect that the honorable member is referring to the debunching. That is in the plan of the corporation to pay the workers their retroactive, and they will get it shortly.
Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Sir, going back to the Guyana Marketing Corporation, and I want to be very careful, sir, with my words, lest you tell me I'm misleading the House. But, sir, the Honorable Minister said earlier that he did not receive any report from the Auditor General. But permit me, sir, to quote from Starbuck News, which is one of our reliable newspapers. September.
You know, the standing orders didn't speak about reliable newspapers, you know.
All right,
Right?
sir.
So,
Permit
Yeah.
me, sir, to say that the Auditor General himself, as being quoted by the news agency, said in September 2025 that he reported or gave to the Ministry of Agriculture and more so New GMC the report on the audit into the egg racket. So I would like to ask the Honorable Minister, because indeed this was done. I see the head saying yes, but the minister said earlier that there was none. So could the Honorable Minister say what are the findings of that report and whether that report will be made public in the near future?
Mr. Chair, I
Honorable
have
Minister?
been advised that the report, I haven't received no report, frankly speaking. The manager of the new GMC is telling me that she hasn't received, that she was asked for more information, which he submitted, and that is it, up to there we are.
thank
Sir-
you, Minister.
Sir, the Auditor General, sir, permit me, in his own words said that we have completed the report and submitted copies to the Ministry of Agriculture and GMC. Both of them have submitted responses, so now it is up for us to review those responses. Could
Mr.
the
Chair, I'm
hon-
saying I haven't received the report. The honorable member saying I haven't received.
Thank you, Minister.
And there is no audit on eggs.
Mi-
I don't know what the honorable, I am saying, Mr. Chair, I will not mislead this house. I have, as the Minister of Agriculture, I have not received a report from the Auditor General Office in relation to GMC.
Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Chair-
Let me just offer you my understanding. I am no accountant, I am no chartered accountant, but I understand the principle of an investigation. The investigation agency would send some questions to the people they're investigating for response. What you're reading there to me sounds like that is the process. Minister is saying there is no official report coming to him, and the head of GGMC saying she didn't receive, sorry, GMC, Guyana Marketing Corporation. I thought it was NGMC, New Guyana Marketing. Okay, and she hasn't so we have to be very careful. It's like the Auditor General's report. When he's preparing every year, a number of questions come to the Parliament office. But that is not the report. That is not the report. Honorable Minister, that's my understanding of the system. I don't know if that is where it is. But I have to accept your word and your manager's word that you have not received a report from the Auditor General. Can we move on? Honorable members, I now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 212, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Let us turn to page 521 and 522. And I propose the question that the sum stated for program 21, Agency 21, program 212, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. The Honorable Member, Mr. Maipol.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, project code 1301600, National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, provision for drainage and irrigation structures, pump stations, and payment of retention. Can the Honorable Minister please disaggregate this sum of $16 billion as in what is for payment of retention and what is for completion, construction, rehabilitation of drainage and irrigation structures and pump stations?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
So yes, Mr. Chair, we got a number of projects here for retention and ongoing projects, multi-year projects. So I can read it out if the member will make notes on it. No, I'm not submitting my document. I'm reading out it. Oh, rehab of, well, we have a number of retention, if you could call. We have a number of drainage projects that have been completed. Rehabilitation of drainage structure in Mabaruma, drainage structure in Region 1, Mabaruma. You get Santa Cruz, Region 1. All those are mechanical excavation of work done there. Impouldering of farmland at Bethany Creek, pump station at Charity, pump station Andrews, Anna Regina pump station, revetment in Riverstone, main canal structure in on the Essequibo coast, main canal, bridge and revetment Hamilton Court, all-weather road at Dartmouth, construction of farm to market access road at Sparta, rehabilitation of drainage structure at Bethany, rehabilitation of all-weather road at Cosia, and it goes on. 189 of those projects.
Thank you. Of the 189, what is the sum of money that is towards retention? Not each project, the sum
Well,
of
I got to
money.
have to disaggregate it here. I have it in all. I have to disaggregate it because it's between ongoing projects, multi-year project, and retention. So I can disaggregate and give you that figure. But 10 billion. Let me give you the figure. 10,746,750,104 go into retention and multi-year project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Of the remainder $5 billion, $5+ billion from this $16 billion, can the Honorable Minister tell us which area we are likely to see the construction of new pump stations?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, with the issues that we are experiencing with these fixed pump stations, because we have approximately 9 pump stations that will be completed this year. And you know, a number of these pump stations we encounter difficulties with. For example, Jimbo area, they have to take out some of the graves there, and now Metamerzak, and all the areas. So what we have decided now, this year we'll be procuring 40 hydrofoil pumps, mobile pumps, that we'll place in vulnerable areas to avoid these pump stations being constructed and take a long time. So as soon as this budget is approved, we'll put out advertisement for supply these pumps, and as long as it comes, we'll install these pumps in various areas. And this will help us tremendously, and this will be more effective.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Mahi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, could the Honorable Minister provide us with an update with reference to the completion of the pump stations at 1. Bellevue, 2. Pordroin, 3. A-Line Canal, and 4. Metamerzorg in Region 3.
Honorable Minister.
So Mr. Chair, construction at Metamerzorg is 83% completed, and they had some difficulties there, and I'm hoping that, and it shows what the reason they have. So we have 83% completion. In 2 months' time, I'm hoping that this can be completed. The Bellevue pump station now has been subcontracted to Geico. It's 29% completed. The Pordrine area here, we have a sluice, construction of sluice pump station at Pordrine, 89% completed. A-Line, pump station A-Line, 25%. And this here, and these dates, like, this will, the completion date, they have new dates, 15th August 2026. Pump station at Jimbo Grove is 78% completed. Pump station Blackbush Polder, 87% completed. The Tikani pump station, the contract was terminated and retender, and I believe it was re-advertised and retender, and a company get the contract, and they will start work there, continue work there. And these are all the complete pump station at Greenwich Park, Barnwell, Adventure on the Quarantine, Cozier on the Essequibo Coast, Andrew on the Essequibo Coast, Trafalgar, Region 4, Montrose, Canal Number 1, Liliendal, Ogle, and Anna Regina. These are the complete pump stations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I ask the Honorable Minister? He did indicate that there were several issues that happened with these fixed pump stations. May I ask if the feasibility study showed that these issues would have arisen, or was a feasibility study done before these pump stations were put on the table for execution?
Honorable Minister.
So I was advised by the technical person here, Mr. Chair, that these areas were very vulnerable, and since the inception we building these pump stations, those studies were not conducted to do the building of these pump stations. But then when you went, you find there are issues there, and that is what we have to deal with. And we recognize also that for building of these pump stations, and my good friend, the Honorable Ganesh Maipal will know that, there are a lot of issues relating to the construction of these pump stations. That is why we have took a deliberate decision to avoid building future fixed pump stations and go to these mobile and hydro pumps across the country. And you will have the same effect in terms of cubic per second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, may I ask the Honorable Minister if
Go ahead.
the sums that were allocated via the contract award for these respective pump stations, after realizing that the problems are happening, were those contracted sums altered to reflect a higher sum? Did it influence the sum of money for each one of those pump stations?
Not a cent more. It's remained the same.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, may I ask the Honorable Minister, with reference to Bellevue Pump Station, which was awarded to Tapui Group of Company at a specific sum, I think it was $890-something million, and now that we're hearing it was subcontracted out to Geico Engineering, and it's 29% completed. May I ask the Honorable Minister if any work was done by Tapui Group of Company within this 29%?
Honorable Minister.
Initially, yes, excavation work was done, but then going back to the contract, the original contract allows for subcontracting. And as I said, you call the figure, I am not sure about the figure, I can check the figure, 800-something million, not a cent more, it's been paid, and it's an arrangement between the Tapui Group and the Geico Group.
Thank you, Minister.
So
Honorable Member, Mr. Maipal.
So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I heard the Honorable Minister saying that it was an arrangement between Tapui Group and Geico Engineering. Am I to understand that the ministry, because of that arrangement between the two, that the ministry is still holding Tapui Group responsible for this project and not Geico Engineering?
Honorable Minister.
Yes, we'll hold him accountable all the time, although we help facilitate the subcontracting, and we are also speaking with the contractor now. He is eventually responsible because he is the man always ensure that the bonds are renewed, and we have a bond there so that we can recoup any cost that he doesn't abide with.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, may I ask the Honorable Minister, who is the contractor for the Letterkenny pump station that was terminated?
That was retender, and it was awarded by the National Procurement and Tendering Administration to Quality Deliverer.
The previous contractor?
I think AAA, some contractor from Barbies.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask the Honorable Minister if under this line of NDIA, if Tapui Group is doing any other project within this NDIA in terms of drainage, networking, and pump stations, etc.?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, for the member benefit, not only Tipui Group, but what we have done in the last quarter of 2025, we have written to the National Procurement and Tendering Administration, and we listed approximately 30 contractors that we said that we don't want to do business with them anymore. Those are delinquent contractors from the Ministry of Agriculture, and we will not want to do any business with them, and that has been sent to the National Procurement Board, and I hope that anytime those persons tender for a job at the Ministry of Agriculture, we will object to it.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.
Honorable Member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank
you
you,
very much,
Mr.
Mr. Chair.
Speaker. Sir, there are two questions at this time I would like to ask the Honorable Minister. The Hope Lake canals, are they drainage canals, are irrigation canal, or a combination drainage and irrigation? That's one. And two, referring to the same 130-1600, there's been an increase from 2025 to 2026 of $1 billion. And if we are to step back to 24 to 26, $2 billion, if the Honorable Minister can be kind to explain, especially under the heading retention. So those were two questions, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
So that's the overall, and those are new projects, and I can give the list of projects that are the new, because as you heard, I read out a number of multi-year and retention projects. And if I can go through the new projects, then the honorable member will know, because we have a number of new projects, right? So we got over 200, or close to 200 new projects that will come on stream this year. On the Hope Lake Canal, those are high-level canals that will be drained 24 hours, right? Like the Hope Canal that we have here. We have Region 5 and 6. However, the one in Region 3 that we will be constructing this year will be dual purpose. Will be drainage and irrigation. Also, on the quarantine, the one that are at 51, and the other coming out at Manchester, Lancaster, Wim area. We are hoping also that if we encounter difficulties during the year in terms of dry weather, we can also use part of that as a storage system that we can have water for irrigation too.
Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipal.
Thank you, sir. Just a quick follow-up on the answer that was provided earlier with the pump stations. The Honorable Minister was kind enough to say that a list of about 30 contractors was sent to NPTAB, which the ministry wishes to do no more work with. Would the Honorable Minister be kind enough to call out the names of the 30 contractors, or perhaps lay it over?
Honorable Minister,
I don't have it
in
here
this
with
forum,
me.
I wouldn't allow.
Right.
I wouldn't allow it. Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, on the same line item, sir, NDIA, I want to ask the Honorable Minister, for the past year or so at the LBI Gaisuko compound, there are a number of equipment, including excavators, tractors, that are being stored. Could the Honorable Minister say what they were bought for, or which agency they belong to? And then I continue.
So, Mr. Chair, the intention of NDIA was to also build capacity in these NDCs and municipalities. So what I did earlier, or even if I can go back the year before, when we had flooding, we built about approximately 70 tractor pumps, 100 tractor pumps that we give to NDCs, so that they have their own tractor pumps now and they could use their tractor when they have flooding in the community. But besides that, we decided also that we'll build capacity in giving them another piece of machinery. And almost every single NDC and municipality now they are a proud owner of a backhoe and a small excavator, mini excavator, every single one of them. Now we went to Kimbia, and we had a large gathering at Kimbia, where a number of farmers requested these small harvesters and excavators. We purchased those, and very shortly I'll be going into the Borbis River to distribute that to the farmers there, various communities in the Borbis River. And then we have some other machinery that we'll give to various NDCs and RDCs around the country. So before the end of February, early March, we'll have those equipment that are at LBI distributed across the country.
Mr. Jordan?
Mr. Chair, I just want to ask the Honorable Minister. I do know about the project with regards to those excavators going to the NDCs and so on. But it's a bit alarming that the machines were on the ground for almost 2 years and only now the minister is making it a priority to distribute the machines. Mr. Chair, we have drainage and irrigation issues across the country. And I think that the minister should, question coming, sir, should ensure that in his budgeting and planning that these machines, whenever purchased, that they get to the various agencies in a timely manner. So could the Honourable Minister say that to this House, how soon, apart from the date being March, all these machines will be moved to the various regions?
Honourable Minister?
Mr. Chair, you know something? I don't want to mention the word in this House, but this honourable member got a special something to come and talk in this House. This machine, the last set of machine went in there 1 month and a half, almost 6 weeks. That machine that are there. Machines before that were distributed out in every single community. And this man try come here to mislead the House again, once again. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he's not bringing factual information to the House, Mr. Chair. Those machinery went in there almost 6 weeks ago. And then I'm being told here by the head of NDIA that these machinery, he already told the people them in the communities and those areas that we'll be going to distribute these machines, this piece of equipment to the various communities. So I don't know where the honourable member got them here. Machines are there constantly, and we continue to deliver to the people across the country. And that will continue, that will be a continuous process. When this is completed, we'll have more again, and next budget the honourable member might come and say, since the last budget I said machinery is there, and he'll come back again and report to the House.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honourable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Chair, in future, probably when I visit, I'll have to take the Honourable Minister with me so that we can be on the same timeline. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, let's move on to GLDA, sir. 170 1500, sir. In Region 5, Mr. Chair, the Honourable Minister would know that he distributed approximately 5 acres of lands to sheep and goat farmers within Region number 5. The problem is not the lands, Mr. Chair, but I want to ask of the Honourable Minister, what were the requirements for those farmers that received, how many farmers received, and how much they received each? And then I'll move on.
Honourable Minister.
So out of the 65-acre plots that we have, 54 farmers have already received there, and they have a number of criteria because they have a number of association in the Region 5 area, and we are working very closely with the association. I think Dr. Waldron just informed me they have to have a certain number of small ruminants before they are being awarded plots there. So 54 have already been awarded, and I have another 6 to be awarded shortly.
Thank you, Minister. Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, thank you, Minister. So of the 54, Honourable Minister, the farmers that receive, how many received a single plot as against 2 or 3?
Honourable Minister.
If I could remember, because I went there when the program was launched, and it's 1 plot per person. I don't know if a person received more than 1 plot. Then we have to look at that, and the head of GLD is telling me that's the criteria, that 1 plot per person. So I don't know if anybody received more than 1. If the honourable member have the information, I will deal with it.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honourable Member, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, you see, when we come to this House, we oftentimes have to listen to what the government says in terms of the information that they provide. But if I come to this House and I provide information, sir, and respectfully, sir, there are farmers who would have received more than 1 plot. But I'm not permitted to call or say the name of the farmer here, sir. And if I do so, then also you have to look out for victimization and such. I have to be very careful. Mr. Chair, I am asked, no, sir, can I lay the foundation? Sir, I am asking the Honorable Minister if there is any way that we in this House could have the necessary documentation to prove that the 54 plots that were distributed indeed went to a single plot per farmer.
Mr. Chair,
Go
first
ahead,
of all,
Honorable Minister. Go ahead.
first of all, the same honorable member came here. I challenge him to bring to me a list of fisher folks who haven't received their cash grant 2 years ago. He failed. He never brought it to my attention. I have the head of GLDA who is telling me, who told me just now when I launched the program, I said one plot for farmers. And the head of GLDA is telling me again that that's the criteria that was used, that he don't know of anyone receiving 2 plots. So if the honorable member has that information, bring it and we'll deal with it. But as it stands now, if we don't have the evidence, then it's not true. Simple as that.
Thank you, Minister. Minister, I heard exactly what you heard. He said he had the information. You said bring it. And then the honorable member said, you know, you should give me the list, let me go and check. That was the imputation. Honorable members, I think we have exhausted.
Mr. Chair.
Honorable member, Ms. Halley.
It's not a question, it's just a point of clarification for
Go
the
ahead.
Is it that the minister has the authority to determine whether or not he lays over, or does that rest with the speaker whether or not the minister lays over a document? Just for clarity's sake.
It rests with the request. So some persons may say, Honorable Minister, can you lay over the list of farmers? Right? They're asking if he could lay over. And he may say, no, I won't lay it over, I can call it out. But if he promises to lay over, then my job is to ensure he lays it over. Right? Yes.
So just one question to the Honourable Minister.
Go ahead, Honourable Member Ms. Halley.
I want to know from the Honourable Minister whether they have any measurement as to the proportion of agricultural output that's either spoiled or lost due to spoilage or storage deficiencies. Because I'm seeing here that you are planning to open some new places to store for storage at Sophia. It's on its way. But I'm wondering if you have any measurement as to how much of the agricultural produce is actually spoiled or lost due to spoilage. Do you have any of those measurements?
Honorable Minister.
No, Mr. Chair, first of all, the point is not the spoilage of commodities. Not because that we have built these facilities. We want to move to a different level. And that level is to move from the primary form of production to value added. Now, when we build the agro-processing plant at Sophia, we'll do packaging there. When we build the food hub at Yarro Cabra, we'll be doing a number of activity there that will export produce to the Caribbean and other parts of the hemisphere. Likewise, when we build the silos at Anna Regina, we'll store the paddy there so when the price fluctuates, we can keep the paddy for the prices there. So it's not because of spoilage, and we don't have the information on that, that we have large amount of spoilage. We don't have that information. But
So
I don't think that we are having those issues in terms of large amount of spoilage, because there is a culture in our country, as soon as people produce their crop or harvest their crop, they go to the market to sell it. And we don't have those high amount of spoilage.
Honorable Member Ms. Halley. That's it. Honorable members, I now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 212, Agriculture, Development and Support Services Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Honorable member, let's go to pages 144 and 145. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 213, Fisheries, current expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Campbell, the honorable member.
Seems okay. Through you, Mr. Chair, line item 6222, field materials and supplies, has a significant increase from 118 million to 200 million. Can the Honorable Minister provide an explanation for that increase, please?
Honorable Minister.
So Mr. Chair, yes, I saw it's $81 million increase from this program here. And this caters for a number of projects, full operations of the freshwater cage culture. We have already put down 46 cages in indigenous community that are producing tambiki, and it's contributing approximately $1.5 million annually. And we are hoping to increase that this year. Almost 35 new cages will be put down in various hinterland community. Also, we will continue with the expansion of our feed mill to produce aquaculture feed. And then at the Underwalk, we have 10 prawns pond there. We already start exported prawns to Barbados and packaged prawns to Barbados. And we are hoping that we normally purchase the larvae from Florida. We are hoping by the mid this year we will produce our own larvae right here in Guyana, because we are now setting up the hatchery at Mandripo to produce in large scale larvae in large scale. Also, we have a number of private investors who are going into this form of production. So the shrimp hatchery, the feed mill, the cage, the 36 cages that we'll be putting down more, and the other infrastructure in Region 5 in terms of doing more of these prawns pond, those contributed to the increase in this line item.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Minister.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I make reference to line item 6116 under contracted employees, and the number showing 15 additional persons from 2025. So, Mr. Speaker,
10.
From 2025, the revised latest estimate is showing, as against the 2026 budget, an increase of $26,239,000. And this, in addition to what we refer to as 15 additional persons. Mr. Speaker, I'm asking what these contracted persons would be doing, and the Honorable Minister can be kind enough to explain.
So first of all,
Minister.
First of all, Mr. Chair, it's 10, not 15. It's 10. And the 10 are as follows: Chief Fisheries Officer, two Fisheries Officer, two fish station attendant, 4 cleaner, 1 fish field attendant, giving you 10 additional staff, not 50.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on a point of order and referring to 45C and D of the standing order. Mr. Speaker, from the time we had the budget debates onto this day, there are a few members on the other side of the government side, and I would like to name Minister Kwame McCoy and Minister Vikash of the conduct in this noble house. And I would wish to state, Mr. Speaker, and that's a classic demonstration of what I'm saying. But I want to say that is either Mr. Kwame suffering from a disheveled thinking or a mental opacity,
Honorable
or a
member,
combination of those
I had to rule on the point of order. Honorable members, I need to hear the minister and those asking the questions. But please, we have, as my record shows, 8 minutes remaining, and those 8 minutes are from the 11 that we brought over from last night. The minister has exhausted his 1.5 hours, and we are 3 minutes into the 11. So we have a lot to go through here. Honorable member, I have made a general comment with respect to the interruptions and the loud interruptions. Let us proceed with the business before us at this time.
Thank you for the purpose of the record, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we have now 7 minutes remaining. I put the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 213 Fisheries current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, let us turn to page 522. Honorable members to my right. Honorable members, I now propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 213 Fisheries capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 213 Fisheries capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. As we are on page 522, I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 214, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Honorable Member, Mr. Maipol.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I see $73 million there for the provision of furniture and equipment. Would the Honorable Minister be kind enough to say what equipment they are expected to purchase, and will this enhance the program's ability to better predict weather forecasts?
So these are new equipment, Mr. Chair, that will enhance our capacity to forecast the weather better. And these are, like for example, we have these advanced commercial weather observation system. We have drone with water quality monitoring sensor, vapor generation accessories. Those are things that will enhance and for example, this advanced commercial weather observation system will be placed in places like Purima, Anai, Ashalton, and so that when these aircraft go there, they can have their weather condition before they leave Ogle. They have it from those areas. You have the automatic weather station at the Eugene Korea International Airport. We're setting up a weather station there, a new weather station there. So that amount to the 73 million.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 214, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye.
Sir, before you...
Sorry,
I was indicating.
Go ahead, go ahead,
there is a
Honorable
question. Thank you.
Member.
Line item 6116, sir. We have an increase of
Put on the mic, please, Honorable Member. Yes. Honorable Kwame McCoy, please.
I withdraw this, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Program 21. 214, Agency 21, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Let us turn to pages 146 and 147. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 214, current expenditure, stands part of the estimates. The Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, 6284, other. Would the Honorable Minister be kind enough to tell us what this sum of 112,446,000 covers?
Honorable Minister.
Is a number of increased cater for new projects, like the digitization of the hydrometrical data and support for the National Water Council, part-time observer stipends, reconfiguration to the WRF model, staff uniform, annual calibration service, support for the National Water Council annual work plan, digitization of the hydrometrical data, other routine office expenses such as advertising and bank charges, and a number of other small things, website hosting, deployment, maintenance of meteorological buoys. So a number of those items that cater for the others.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipal.
Thank you, sir. Sir, equipment maintenance 6282. We have a sum here of $70 million. In 2025, the program exhausted their budgeted sum of $70 million and in fact spent an additional $408,000. The equipment maintenance programs are the maintenance dealt with the existing structures that we have, and now we're adding several new weather stations and other equipment across the country. Can the Honorable Minister say if this sum is adequate to maintain the existing equipment and also contribute to the maintenance of the additional equipment?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
So Mr. Chair, last year we deployed the meteorological buoy in the ocean. Cost us approximately $40 million too. That expense is not here now. So that is the caused the reduction.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, I will now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Program 214, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, join me in thanking the Honorable Minister and the staff of his several agencies for taking us through his estimates. Thank you very much, Minister and the staff. We will now turn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Thank you, honorable members. Let us turn to pages 102, 103. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 121, Development of Foreign Policy Current Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. The honorable member, Ms. Amanza Walton Dizzy.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, could we maybe give Mr. Todd's team an opportunity to settle? They're still coming in.
The honorable minister is always prepared.
Oh. Thank you. Mr. Chair, line item 6116, contracted employees. I noticed that in 2025 we approved 332 million. Actual expenditure was 297 million, and the ministry now seeks an additional 374 million. Could the honorable minister explain the basis for the increase given what was actually spent, and does this reflect additional contracted positions or revised contract terms? What accounts for that figure?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's a net effect of the 10 employees less 5. I can go through it by item. We had 1 resignation and 4 transfers, that's postings to Program 2. So when we move officers from Program 1 to Program 2, it would reflect here. We have a employment of a protocol officer at $122,000 per month, 5 foreign service officer level 2 at $161,902, a systems development officer at $224,000, 1 assistant secretary general, and that's someone who is in the admin department for $224,000, 1 confidential secretary at $122,000, and 1 principal foreign service officer who was transferred from Program 122. So we had a resignation of 1 systems development officer. And as I mentioned earlier, the transfers from Program 1 to Program 2 of the foreign service officers. That's postings at the missions and consulates.
Right. And
thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Follow on.
Go
So
ahead.
that would account for the actual expenditure last year, but you have increased the sum. So I'm wondering, what does that entail? But you know, Mr. Todd, you could just lay over the positions and the commensurate emoluments,
Chairman,
if you wish.
If I may, I think that would be reflected in the increases in salary as well. So you'll have to compute all of that in the salaries of all of the employees within the ministry.
At least under that particular program and head. All right, let's move to 6242, maintenance of buildings. I noticed that it declined from 31.5 million in budget 2025 to 18 million. Could the minister indicate whether any planned maintenance was deferred or whether these costs are addressed elsewhere?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, when it comes to maintenance, I think we have become very efficient in the maintenance of the ministry. We only have really 2 buildings to take care of, and we've done a lot of upgrades. We've reduced the loopholes in terms of the inefficient aspects of it, and we've increased efficiency. So that would be reflected in the budgetary allocation.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.
Honorable Member, Mr. Rupnarain.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 6111. Considering all that was said yesterday and that you just spoke about the 8% increase, there's an allocation of 1.108 million less than was paid in 2025. However, if you look at the staffing details, it shows an increase of 2 members. So can the Honorable Minister provide clarity for the difference?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chairman, we have 2 typist clerks who were redesignated to personnel officers. That's actually a promotion. So so you'll see a movement from line item 6113 to 6111, and personnel officer 2 with a salary of 141,000, and one other personnel officer 1 at 107,000.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Line item 622.
Honorable Member Manzo.
Thank you, sir. 6223, 6224, maybe we could take them as together. Office materials and supplies. I note that the Honorable Minister indicated that there was staffing increase, but the expenditure on materials and supplies, it declines. I'm curious as to how policy development and administrative support is going to be met with this decreased level of provision. I know we're used to people saying, oh, there's too much money, but how are we making sure that our staff has everything that they need to do what they have to do?
That is also reflected in the fact that we're digitization process within the ministry. We're going to a paperless ministry, so you'll find that we will naturally have a decline in the items that we buy because we're working on digitization.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and that is commendable that we're moving to digitize. Just one observation about cybersecurity. Given our particular vulnerabilities, I hope that the minister, with the assistance of the Prime Minister, is putting the system in place to make sure that you know, our documents, etc., are digitized or secure. Mr. Chair, if I may, I want to move to 6133, and we see benefits and allowances was increased to 28.2 million. Could the minister indicate what categories of benefits and allowances are funded under this line item, and whether it's linked to the increase of the numbers of the employees under 6116, or as a result of the increase
Honorable Minister.
salaries?
Mr. Chairman, we're speaking of 6133?
Benefits and allowances, yeah.
Yeah, so it caters for traveling, telephone, and qualification allowances. So for those officers who have a bachelor's, and we're talking close to 100%, they will get those allowances. And for those with master's degrees, they will also get allowance. So you'll see an increase under that line item.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, 6273. I know that water charges have increased from about 24 million in actual expenditure to 33 million. What accounts for this increase, bearing in mind that you've just pointed out you have only 2 buildings?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, you said 33 million?
24. The actual is 24, and it looks to be 33 here.
That's 6273 water charges, right?
Sorry, it looks to be 16 rather. So what accounts for the...
Okay. So we're erecting a new building, Mr. Chair, the Foreign Service Institute. So we're catering for that in this year's budget because the completion date should be sometime in mid-May. So we're factoring that into the new building.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If we move to 6265, we note that in this is other transport, travel, and postage. It is set now at 70 million. The revised for 2025 is actually 33. So could the minister, 33 million, could the minister explain the basis for this?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, the basis for the increase?
No, I'm saying that if you look, you budgeted 70 in 2025, but your actual expenditure was 33.
33.
I'm just wondering what was responsible for, I don't want to call it
Okay.
underperformance. I just want to know what accounts for the actual being that.
That is reflected, Mr. Chair, because last year we did not do any postings or cross postings due to the events of that time of the year. So we've had to defer the postings for 2026.
Could you, just for the listening public, just break down for us when you say postings and cross postings? What do you mean?
So because we're managing also 21 missions, which would include the consulates and embassies, every year we have a rotation of foreign service officers to the various jurisdictions where we have these missions. So that is catered for in this line item. So last year we did not get to effect that activity, and that's a major activity in the calendar of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation.
Just one other follow-up to that, Mr. Chair. So by what time this year should we expect to see these postings and cross postings being effected?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, could you repeat that, please?
No, I'm saying
Member?
you said we'll do that activity this year, the postings and cross postings. When are you going to start effecting this?
So we've started putting together the schedule, and usually we will do it during the summer to cater for those officers who are married with children, because there's a change of school and so on and so forth. So we try to accommodate them. So we try to do it either mid-year when there's a summer break, or the end of year, sorry, school break, or at the end of the year when there's another school break, so there's no disruption.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, other 6294. Could the minister provide a disaggregation of the sum, 620 million?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I begin with transportation and visiting delegations, 200 million. Multilateral and global affairs, 140 million. Official visits, 100 million. Official events, receptions, and conferences, 40 million. Official tokens and branding, 80 million. IT, infrastructure and equipment, 2.5 million. Support to missions, 30 million. Administrative and office use, 25 million. Special projects for diplomatic operations, 2.5 million, giving you a grand total of 620 million, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And 6284, stated as other, amounting to some 862 million. Could the Honourable Minister give us a disaggregation of that?
Mr. Chairman, legal and advisory services, 410 million. Advocacy, 269,525,000. Public diplomacy, public relations activities, 5 million. Diaspora engagements and outreaches, 35 million. Digitization of the ministry's records, 10 million. Bank charges and remittances to overseas missions, 65 million. IT infrastructure, 31 million. operational and administrative expenditure, 37 million, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A follow-up. You said advocacy 269 million. I'm curious as to whether that, what is that advocacy? Does it include the retention of lobbyists, for example?
Honorable Minister.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that's to enhance our interstate relations through lobby firms.
Thank you, Minister.
A follow-on to that is
Go ahead, member.
Is the minister, and if you can't, say it now, I'd be happy to lay it over. What are the particular parameters within which, or for what purposes, were these lobbyists hired in the context of the development of our foreign policy?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, the lobby firms are not there to help us conduct our foreign policy. These are registered agencies that advocate on behalf of governments. And in our case, because of where we are in terms of our development trajectory, and we have to also compete for the attention of big states, it helps us to maneuver in the corridors of power to get to those offices that they need to hear from us, and we don't have the manpower and the size to do it. So we use the lobby firms to help us to facilitate in moving in that direction. So it's there to help enhance. It's not there to help us conduct our foreign policy or defense strategy.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you. Just to follow on to that.
Go ahead.
Would it then not be, and I'll seek the chair's guidance with this, but it sounds to me like it may properly then belong under the promotion of our foreign policy. But I mean, that is a discussion that I'm open to having. My actual question here is, does the ministry take steps to identify Guyanese citizens with competencies in a particular area before they go and seek to retain that person before they hire lobbyists?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we're dealing with interstate relations, and we're dealing with government-to-government relations. Within the international environment, you have lobby firms. Most of these firms have seasoned retired diplomats and persons who may have worked in government, who have access and the credibility to be able to assist. Not to say that we don't engage with members within the diaspora. We do that, and oftentimes those persons will provide their services on a pro bono basis. But when we're dealing with a very competitive global environment, and you, as a country, in the protection of your people and the advancement of your country, you need outfits that have the reach and the capacity and the human capital to do that. And it's not strange to Guyana. You look at most of the developing world and even larger countries, they will hire lobby firms in the jurisdiction where they may want to penetrate. And it is something that yields benefits for a country. It's not a case where, as a country, you can hire a marketing firm. We're not running a business. We're running a country. And if you're dealing with the politics of running the country, you have to deal with people who are competent and registered and have the accreditation to be able to even speak with a congressman, a senator, or to get into some of the offices. So these persons have the accreditation to do that, and that is why we have moved in this direction, because it will help us to enhance our reach. And by enhancing our reach, it helps us in promoting our foreign policy, because they take direction from us. We don't take direction from them.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for that. Minister Todd, I do agree that the use of lobbyists is, it's nothing new or strange or foreign. What I want to be clear and sure about is that we're not sidelining, or I don't want to use the word sidelining, that we have Guyanese expertise that we're underutilizing in favor of lobbyists. And I worry that maybe you said in terms of access and clearance, doesn't an accredited ambassador have that access and clearance?
I think we're having a
we could park the discussion for another time.
A longer
Mr.
discussion,
Speaker.
but I think the honourable member is aware, Mr. Chair. We have Guyanese in various jurisdictions who are helping us to promote business and investment. But these are individuals who will speak on our behalf with companies. But here we're dealing at the political level, where we need access to various levels of government. And you have to understand that when you're dealing with industrialized economies, they have many layers of government. And in some cases, you may need to have a specific transmission. You may not ordinarily get that through the official channel. But using a lobby firm would allow you to navigate more effectively. And it's just adding value. It's not complicating the process, and it's not taking away from our ownership as a country in conducting our foreign policy or developing it. Our ambassadors at post, they also have a role to play, and they're very effective in doing that. But when you combine the two, it helps us as a country in terms of improving our posture, visibility, and bringing even more clarity to our endeavors.
Thank you, Minister.
Just one final question from me. 6261, line item 6261. That, what is the disaggregation of that? Because I know that you budgeted 71 million thereabouts. Your actual went up to 157, and then you've budgeted 127. Do you have enough? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Honourable Minister, do you have enough?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do have enough, honourable member.
And what is it? What is the disaggregation of that?
If you allow me, airfare for high officials and staff, 84 million. Transportation, services, 6 million. Travel, immigration, this is for the immigration officers that we're still using for the biometric passports. That total is 16 million. Travel for officers and courier duties, 5 million. Staff subsistence, 16 million. That will give you a grand total of $127 million, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Mr. Chair, sorry, I had intended that to be my last question, but just for the edification of people watching, who is considered a high official? I mean, besides your good self.
And you.
and me, and I don't have a service passport, it couldn't be me.
So a high official will usually be at the level of cabinet, senior government functionaries, CEOs, directors. Those are high levels. And in some cases, of course, MPs, depending on the duty that they would have to execute.
And this
as well as the speaker.
This is, okay, so this is covered from your budget. So if, for example...
Not the speaker.
Well, no, not the speaker, but let's say Zulfi that just came, honorable member, needed to travel. Is that catered for here?
No.
So it's only specific to your ministry?
Specific to the ministry and also specific to the assignment.
Ah, okay. Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you
I have
very
no more
much, Honorable
questions.
Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Campbell.
Mr.
Sorry. Dr. Lewis?
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Chair. With reference to line item 6302, training, could the Honorable Minister confirm whether this line item includes training for international law or border diplomacy given Guyana's ongoing border issue?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, yes, it does.
And just to follow up, could the Honorable Minister say whether it also includes the language training you were mentioning earlier on in your budget speech?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Just one more question to Chair. Referring to line item 6284, international cooperation, could the Honorable Minister state whether that line item includes funding for diaspora engagement initiatives?
Honorable Minister.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable members, I know.
Mr. Chair.
Ms.
I know
Halley.
It's hard for you to see me. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm following on from questions that were asked by Honorable Member Amanzo on 6284, I believe, where the Minister indicated that under this line items, lobbying firm was hired, if I stand corrected. Can the Honorable Minister say how many lobbying firms have been hired under this line item?
Honorable Minister.
In total, 3, but we have 2 on the books now.
So 2 will be in this
Currently
2026. Would the Minister be kind enough to state who were those lobbying firms?
Mr. Chair, DR Consultancy and Continental.
Can the Minister indicate how much money is expected to be paid to these 2 lobbying firms over the year?
For DR Consultancy, it's $4,000 US monthly, and for Continental Strategy, it's $50,000 US monthly.
Monthly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can the Honorable Member, Minister, indicate whether any of these lobbying firms were utilized to deal with the extradition of the Honorable, or any extradition issues dealing in Guyana?
That is not, Mr. Chair, that is not within our scope as a country. We're dealing with promoting Guyana and ensuring that we are able to highlight those initiatives that we find pertinent to not only our national policies and national development, but ensuring that we can more effectively execute our foreign policy agenda.
Thank you, Minister.
One final question, Mr. Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister state whether any other extradition requests have come in other than what the country is aware of?
Honorable Member, I'm just trying to associate the expense with this line item. Honorable Minister, I don't see the relevance there.
I don't see either, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member,
there's
Mr.
no-
Mahipal.
Mr. Chair, a follow-on.
Honorable Member, I recognize Mr. Mahipal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, 6261, a follow-up from what the Honorable Amanza Walton Desir was asking just now, reference to high officers. May I ask the Honorable Minister if this line caters for the category of people who are in receipt of service passports, and how does the ministry determine who are entitled to service passports?
So, Mr. Speaker, there's a document that was provided, and it's within the ministry, of the various categories of individuals within government that will qualify, that I should say, that qualifies for a diplomatic or service for official duties.
Thank you, Ms.
here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, may I have a follow-up, please, with your
Go ahead.
permission? Sir, when members of parliament travel, private members of parliament like myself, and I was kind enough to accompany you to the beautiful Australia, Sydney, but I had to travel with the ordinary passport, and it was official duty, and I am aware that several parliamentary staff who also accompany us and execute fantastic duty along with other private members, they don't have access to service passport to travel when they're on official business. Are they also considered, and maybe they don't know, and they could apply or write to the ministry to ask for consideration when on official trip?
Honourable Minister, seems the honourable member is making a plea for MPs to get service
I am, sir.
passports. I think you have mentioned that there's a document. Go ahead.
As I understand it, Mr. Speaker, the document that is currently in force only speaks to members on this side of the House, as well as other officials serving in various capacities across government. So in the judiciary, military, police, and some of the agencies.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission,
Go ahead.
the Honourable Minister was kind enough to say only members on that side of the House. Does that include private members on that side of the House?
I don't know who's a private member on this side of the House.
As in a
On this side of the House, you have ministers, parliamentary secretaries, and ordinary MPs.
Ordinary MPs, sir.
Honourable Minister, are MPs of the government given service, sir? I think that's the question, and are we paying for it out of this line item?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, always.
Mr. Chair, you may have one or two members on this side of the House who are MPs with a service or diplomatic passport based on their appointment.
Sir, may I ask the Honourable Minister, with your permission, who are the MPs that are ordinary in the House with service passports?
Honourable Minister, maybe you can provide it later. Thank you.
I can tell you in a bilateral conversation.
Trilateral with the man, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a follow-on.
MP Amanza.
Thank you, sir. From the question that Ms. Sarabo Hali asked, in terms of the retention of lobby firms, are these arrangements, and you mentioned two in particular, are these arrangements month to month? Are they objectives based, or is it a yearly contract that we're already locked into?
Minister?
So we have one on a yearly contract and one on a 6-month contract.
You said one on a 1-year contract and one on a 6-month contract.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you. And just one final follow-on to the issue of passports and that line item. I don't know if Minister Todd is aware that we are the only CARICOM member state in which MPs as a whole, whether you're government or opposition, are without a service passport. The only country within CARICOM, and I think it's something that we should strive to remedy. Thank you, Mr. Chair. No further questions.
A strong lobby here, Minister, for a policy review.
That could have been done between 2015 and 2020 easily.
Thank you very much, sir.
We are
Honourable
here
members,
now.
I
We're here
now
now.
put the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 121, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated herein now stands part of the estimates. Let us turn to page 511. Honorable members, I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 121 Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, I now call on the Honorable Member, Ms. Amanza Walton this year.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Project Code 1201400, provision for building. I know this covers the Foreign Services Institute that you're currently constructing. Would the Honorable Minister be kind enough to give us just an update as to where we are and when do we expect completion and operationalization of this facility?
Honorable Minister.
Last report I got was that we're about 35%. They're now erecting the structure. So we should be able to complete it by mid-May this year.
I think you answered that too with the water charges, right?
I did, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Program 121, Agency 12, Capital Expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Let us go to pages 104 and 105. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 122, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. The Honorable Member, Mr. Rupnarain.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 6284. Notice there is an approximate 29% or more increase in the budget based on its actual usage in 2025. Can the Honorable Minister disaggregate the sum?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, bank charges 70 million, public relations services 30 million, legal and consultancy services 25 million, website maintenance, web hosting, network maintenance 15 million, operational and administrative expenditure 75 million, insurance of diplomatic staff, residences and chancery 50 million, a grand total of 230 million.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Amanza Walton Desir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to follow on, in terms of your disaggregation, you spoke about legal representation.
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, that's for the ongoing case before the court.
Which court?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chair, retract that. This is for legal representation within jurisdictions. So we have to follow the local laws of the various jurisdictions that we may have a mission. So from time to time, we may have to consult a lawyer for advice.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Ms.
Thank you,
Amanza.
Mr. Chair. Just to follow on, what is the frequency with which that happens? Can you give us an example of maybe just the last 2 occasions that you had to do this?
In Brussels, and we've had in Venezuela. But you can't predict when it's going to happen, so we have to prepare budgetary to cater for it.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honorable members, I now put
Mr. Chair, no,
Honorable
I have
Member,
another
Ms. Amanza Walton Desir.
Thank you, sir. I want to take our attention to administrative 611. There's a sharp reduction there. I suspect that it may be tied to staff movement, but could the Honorable Minister clarify why our actual is 19 million and then we're budgeting this year for 11?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chairman, the honorable member is correct. We've had transfers.
Thank you, Minister.
Transfers to another program, another?
Yes, another program.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, 6116, contracted employees.
So, Mr. Chair,
Yes, could
we
you-
have 4 FSOs, 2 who were posted to missions, and 1 principal foreign service officer reposted to headquarters.
Okay, and are these new staff intake or just
No,
posting?
these are persons already within the establishment.
All right, great, thank you. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to know whether the honorable member could, in the context of 6261, just give us a quick disaggregation of, sorry, Mr. Chair, could he give us a quick disaggregation of the sum there, 102 million?
You said 6261?
6261, sir.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, official travel, local transportation for ambassadors and officers, 36 million, 296,000. Official travel, hotel accommodation for ambassadors and officers, 24,684,000. Official travel, meals and out of pocket for ambassadors and officers, 13,828,000. And other, 27,327,650.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, line item 6133, there's 830 million budgeted there. Could the honorable member just advise us as to how is that disaggregated? What are the benefits and allowances catered for under this heading?
Honorable Minister.
That relates, Mr. Chair, to increases in health insurance and pension premiums in accordance with labor laws and regulations across various jurisdictions.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 6284. Could the minister provide disaggregation of what is comprised in other? There's a 230 million tab there.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I think we have already disaggregated 6284.
Oh, I'm sorry. 6294 rather. 6294, my apologies.
6294, Honorable Minister.
Very well, Mr. Chair. Honorary Consul stipend, 50 million. Diplomatic functions, official events, receptions, and conferences, 133 million. Diaspora and consular outreaches, 30 million. Operational and administrative expenses, 40 million, giving you a grand total of 253 million.
Honorable Member, Mr. Rupnarain.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 6111, administrative, it states that there is an increase of 1.497 million, which is not much, but when you look at the staffing, there's a reduction of 2 personnel. So can the Honorable Minister indicate for that difference?
Mr. Chair, we had explained this in detail in the opening of the session.
Thank you.
Honorable
Member, Mr.
I just have a
Manzo-Walton.
follow-up question on the performance metrics. The statement for this program sets some specific targets for 2025 in relation to bilateral agreements, technical assistance, and consular revenue. Could the minister indicate whether these targets were met by the end of 2025, and how are we expecting that the increased allocations will help with our achieving the improving performance then under this program?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we had set the target at 12, and we were able to achieve 9. 15, and we were able to achieve 9 in 2025. The target for 2026 will be 12.
Could the Honorable Minister just give us, I mean, I'm sure there are certain sensitivities, what accounts for the shortfall in what we've set ourselves and what we achieved?
Honorable Minister.
I wouldn't say a shortfall, Mr. Chairman, because you're dealing with it's interstate relations, and you can start the process. You can have a document with the other nation states, and it can take time before it's returned. So it's an ongoing process. So, and as I always say, diplomacy can be quite slow, but we try our best based on our self-interest and the mutual interest to ensure that those agreements that are pertinent to our national development and also which will bring mutual benefit, that those are expedited. But I think we've done very well, not forgetting the fact that we have many, many ongoing agreements that are very active and alive with our friends and partners.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 122, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. I understand we have another birthday in the House. The Honorable Member, Odessa Primus. Happy birthday on behalf of all of us. Honorable members, let us turn to page 512. Sorry, 511. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 21, Agency 12, Program 122, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, I now put a question that the sum stated for Program 12, 2, that is 122, Agency 12, capital expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, we now turn to pages 106 and 107. And I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 123, Development of Foreign Trade Policy current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Honorable members, Honorable Member, Ms. Amansa Walton Desir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to move to line item 6111. Mr. Chair, we note that the line item has declined significantly to approximately 11 million compared with the revised. At the same time, we're noting that employment costs have gone up. Could the Honorable Minister explain how wages have been reduced to this sum and whether administrative assignments have been assigned to other categories of staff or to contracted employees under 6116? Why this sharp decrease?
Honorable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we employed three Foreign Service officers, two at $161,000.
No, I mean, I hear you, but I'm saying you spent 19 million in 2025, but you budgeted 11 million this year. If you go back, you'll see in 2025, your actual was, you budgeted 20 and you used 19 rather. Why this low bill, wage bill? This is not me advocating for you for more money, but what I'm trying to get at is this is a marked decrease, and so it goes to the question of capacity. Are you moving people around?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, just for clarity, you're talking about 6116 or 6111?
6111, 6111.
So, Mr. Chair, we had the retirement and transfer. So one principal foreign service officer was transferred to line item 6116. That's for $582,000 monthly. And then we have one senior foreign service officer who would have retired.
Thank you, Minister.
Just a follow-up, please.
Go ahead.
Because the retirement of that senior officer and the transfer of one reflects a decimation in your staffing complement and certainly could affect this very critical area of development of trade policy. I'm just curious as to how you intend to, and do you intend to replace that capacity?
Honorable Minister.
So Mr. Chair, we've over the last 3 years, we've been building out the Foreign Trade Department. We have Ambassador Totoram, who is leading that department now. We have another senior advisor, along with 5, I believe, officers who have been showing great strides in terms of their competency. At the missions in Geneva and in Brussels, we have a fairly good complement of officers who are well trained and are doing very well for us. So I wouldn't say we're currently understaffed at headquarters, but of course we will need to employ more persons so that we can have a movement upward in terms of the skill set and to prepare them not only to execute our trade policy here, but in also promoting our trade policy at the WTO and as well as in Brussels, where we have the Samoa agreement that we have to execute through the EPA.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to follow up, you mentioned that we've retained Ambassador Totoram, is it? You promised me last year, Mr. Honorable Member Todd, that you would lay over a copy of our trade policy framework. I don't recall seeing it.
Honorable Minister,
I'll ensure you get it, Mr. Chair. I'll ensure that you get it. I'm going to charge Ambassador Totoram to ensure he gets it to you.
We'll make a note of that. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I just want to follow up on 611.
I just want to say that we have 5 minutes remaining for the hour which was allocated.
Okay. This will be my, my final question on this, actually. And so I want to, let me jump then to the metrics that we've put out for this program in the performance indicators. Program 123, Mr. Chair, identifies markets sustained as a performance indicator. Could the minister indicate which markets were sustained during that year, and what criteria is used to determine whether a market is sustained?
Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, we've sustained 130 markets.
Thank you, Minister.
One follow-up, please.
Go
I
ahead.
note as well that they have products gaining preferential access as a performance indicator. Could the minister say which specific products gained preferential access during that year under this program?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, there'll be petroleum and mineral exports, aluminium and gold, meat, coconut products. That's 5? Okay.
And you don't have to answer it now, and feel free to lay it over. To which markets? I'd be grateful to know that too. Which are there specific markets?
Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, this will be under the Caribbean Basin Initiative.
Thank you, Minister. Honourable members, I now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 123, Policy Development of Foreign Trade Policy, current expenditure stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Honourable members, turn to page 511, and I propose the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 123, Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Honourable members, I now put the question that the sum stated for Agency 12, Program 123, Capital Expenditure, stands part of the estimates. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The sum stated now stands part of the estimates. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister and your staff of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. This is a good time, Honourable members, for us to take the suspension.